Bahrain move up with Lenny Martinez. Still Ben O'Connor, 44 seconds ahead as he just checks over to his right-hand side as he went through that turn to just glance down and see where the rest of his peloton is. Ayuso is talking into the radio, out the saddle, looking a little bit agitated, not having the best day, trying to move up on the right-hand side, maybe starting to feel a bit better.
Maybe they were just not positioned well. Because they are moving up pretty well now with Derek G doing the positioning with Verona just in front of him. There's Kelmoza just here on the left-hand side. Not this one, the other yellow helmet further up.
Everybody just trying to hang in as UAE set a very high pace. Juan Ayuso is at the back of the group right now. He is not having, maybe not the best day, but he's starting to move up now, which is good. Maybe just did get caught out of position. Tom Scoyne's asking for the team car to come up quickly and being quite agitated at the back. We're going to hear now from Juan Ayuso, find out his thoughts on today's race. Juan Ayuso of Lidl Trek, their team leader. Let's hear from him now.
Every day is a test for you on the Tour de France, but today is an even bigger one, no?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we hit Tourmalet, which is one of the most iconic climbs we have in the whole world of cycling, not only in the Tour. So yeah, for sure, I think it's going to be one of the hardest days we have in this Tour de France, and especially, yeah, being quite early in the race. Yeah, everybody wants to show where they are, and yeah, we hope we're there.
You're expecting the battle to start in the Tourmalet?
For sure. I mean, I think the valley after is not so hard, and I think we'll see a race like the finishes on top, and then from there to the finish it's gonna be brutal because I imagine we're gonna be in small groups. So yeah, it's gonna be hard.
But today is a GC battle.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you so expecting a GC battle today? Expecting the classification to open up a little bit? He seemed pretty ready for today's stage when he was interviewed before the start. Ben O'Connor rolling well.
Also with a minimized paint on the bike, keep the weight down as much as possible.
It's not really happening for Ben O'Connor today, is it?
No.
It's a little shame that you've got a situation where the breakaway, he's obviously got good legs today, there hasn't been a breakaway. We've had Campenarts and Pedersen. Then O'Connor's tried to get away on numerous occasions. He's finally got away, but the contenders are not letting this happen today. This is Bruno Amirai. He was the rider who crashed a couple of days ago. Still got a bit of a bandage on that right leg. Normally you'd see Bruno Amirai being able to sit up there at the front, look after the interests of Jonas. He tends to yo-yo a little bit, but it looks to me like he's struggling in this group of riders right now. Cepeda on the right-hand side of Movistar. Raul Garcia Peña is just next to him. There's a yellow jersey, Bourdain in the King of the Mountains jersey. But just with the momentum, Ben O'Connor steadily is being brought back by this peloton. They are not going to give him any real daylight as we head towards the top of the Col d'Aspin now. We're only 6.6 kilometres from the conclusion of this climb. Then we make our way over the Tourmalet and down to the final climb of today's stage. Pogacar eating and drinking all the time.
Almost with a full team around him. I think only Vermeersch is missing out of this formation.
And Vermeersch did loads of work earlier on. Adam Yates sitting behind Pogacar, looking very, very easy. Spinning his way up the climb as though there's no gradient on it whatsoever. Now Wellens starts his shift. Pollitt's done as much as he can. And Wellens, big acceleration. Campenarts leaves a gap. Waits for everybody to come up to him. Well, it's just freewheels a little. It's okay. Slow up a little bit here. And Pollitt, his work done for the day. He goes out the back. Just looking at the wind, it's calmed down again. It had really picked up, and now it's really relaxed as Matti Moric goes out the back. Yeah, we're not getting that surge of wind that we had. Torstein Tran still riding well, isn't he? Still looks comfortable in this group of riders. Pogačar takes the gloves off, ready for battle later. He quite often does this, doesn't he? He wears the gloves for quite a long part of the stage, and then once he gets into the mountains, takes them off.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Well, and spinning his way up the climb, Pogačar give the gloves to the Soigneur at the side of the road. Adam Yates out the saddle all the time. And here is Ben O'Connor, our leader. As we head towards the top of the climb, for 6 times in history, the 6th stage recorded the last leader change in the Tour. The last one was in 2023 when Jonas Vingegaard took the yellow jersey from Jai Hindley in Courtrai-Cambasque. Last year, the winner of stage 6 was Ben Healy after 42 kilometres solo into Via Normandy, his only win at the Tour to date. On that occasion, the maillot jaune changed hands again from Tadej Pogačar to Mathieu van der Poel, who only kept it 1 day before he handed it back to the Slovenian. Here we go, Alex Bourdin now in difficulty. The king of the mountains is going out of the back of this group of riders. He wanted to be over the top of the Tourmalet in the front, but it's not going to happen today. The king of the mountains is going to change hands. It's, for some riders, their hopes of the way this stage might play out totally on its head, isn't it? They hope there'd be a breakaway, a chance to get over the Tourmalet, maybe the contenders to come from behind. Just not going to happen.
No, not today. Philippe.
As you said earlier on, Torstein Tran is alongside Johannesson. He's their team leader, Johannesson, but they need to look after yellow.
But he also said in this interview, if Johannesson climbs better, they will let Johannesson go.
And there's no doubt about it as O'Connor comes up, or gets caught now by UAE Team Emirates XRG. And now Magnus Cort goes out the back. He's done well to get this far along the route, alongside the yellow jersey. The yellow jersey lifts the team, doesn't it? There's some strange thing about it that you can push yourself that little bit harder when you're alongside a leader.
Yeah, you just can go and deep that extra little few minutes of power again. If it was a stage like today and he didn't have a specific work to do, he probably would have sat up a long time, because he actually has no real specific goals on a stage like today. But if the goal is tell him to stick with the yellow jersey as long as possible, then he has something to do. More riders are swinging off now from the back of the peloton.
Still quite a large group. Here's the team radio of Wiesma.
But it's really important that we have a good position, in the bunch, behind UAE. That is our spot, also on our stand, because you know how important it is going over the top into the descent.
And Wiesma have taken up their second spot behind UAE. They're not letting the yellow jersey team into that position. Is there, for new fans, Nico, a hierarchy right now in this mountain of where you sit?
Historically, there was always about leaving the yellow jersey sit where he wanted, basically, but that's gone many years ago. And it's about imposing yourself as a team. So obviously, if it was just Jonas trying to fight for position, maybe he'd be elbowed out. But if he comes with a whole team and imposes himself that in there, so there is a bit of a battle. But it looks like everyone is just letting that happen. I think also the team of UNOX Mobility are not really in the mood to go and fight for these small little battles. And for them to be sitting in third team is not a problem. There's only literally 12, 13 riders in front of them, so it's not like they're sitting far back. Vauquelin.
Vauquelin can't go with the moves of UAE. He's going out the back way earlier than you'd expect Kevin Vauquelin to go out of the back of this group of riders. 6:38 to the group of Philipsen. 4 down at 101. 8% is its gradient now on the Col d'Aspin. Higuita out the saddle, trying to stay there now. Derek G looking for a bottle, I think, as he goes backwards. Aurelien Paripant is out the back as well. Decathlon are losing a lot of their riders. I don't know that Paul Sexas is going to have many riders left soon to do anything. He's just going to have to freelance his way across the mountains now. Sexas is going to be left with potentially just Matthew Riccatello. That's all. How difficult is it to just be like Paul Sexas and just have one rider with you?
It is what it is. At the moment, it's if he's got one that's capable of staying with him a long time to go and get bottles when he needs, then it's all fine. The problem of being isolated, you don't need 10 riders in the position of Paul Sexas. They're not defending the yellow jersey. But this is why he needs riders to do exactly what Tom Schoon is doing, or Vin Simmons. Go down to the peloton, to the cars, getting a few bottles, where if Sexas was alone, he'd probably have to do that.
Tobias Foss goes out the back. I think Tish Benoot might still be with him at the moment. Derek G. West has just gone back to the car, goes all the way up round the outside.
And there's Tish Benoot here, actually.
There he is.
And he's actually gone for bottles,
So that's good. He has got some riders with him, because he needs to have at least some support. When you look around you and you see all these UAE riders, for the morale it's good to look around, see you've got some riders with you as well, I would imagine.
Yes, at least one in this smaller group. It's very important to just have one, especially if you want to go for a good GC position. 2 is better.
Valentin Paripant is moving up. We're only 3 kilometres from the top. We saw his pre-race interview where he mentioned about the King of the Mountains jersey. Nico, how many points at the top of this mountain today?
So this is the first category climb, and we should be on 10 points.
And no double points or anything, that's on the Tourmalet, isn't it?
That's on the Tourmalet.
But if Valentin Paripant can take the points here, take the Tourmalet, he will be the King of the Mountains, no doubt, and that'll give him a big lead in that competition. Tim Wellens pressing on a little bit more. Brandon McNulty has got himself all the way back to the front, sitting there with the rest of the team, with Del Toro looking good so far. Philipsen at 7 minutes and 40 seconds now. He's a long way back. This climb they've done pretty quickly as Emmanuel Macron arrives at the Tour de France, the President of the République Française. He's going to join Christian Prudhomme in the car today. Big fan of cycling, likes to come to the Tour de France every year.
He comes every year.
So he's going to go all the way to the finish. He'll be in the car along the route. 2.5 kilometres to go to the top of the Col d'Aspin. There is O'Connor trying to hang on now. And O'Connor's legs give out now as he goes out the back. And here goes Valentin Paribant. He goes on the attack on the right-hand side as we look. He wants to go for the King of the Mountains points. The lightweight climber, the winner on the Mont Ventoux. He doesn't want UAE to continue to set this tempo. He wants to go away and be undisturbed in taking the points. Bit early, maybe. Fulgren out the back. Tiberi being dropped. Also suffering. Jordan Jegat.
Vacek get out of the line. I think it's very ambitious there from Paribant. When Tim Willens is doing his turn, he's trying to go alone. Maybe a little bit overexcited there.
I would think if he's Wellens is set. Oh, Sean Quinn is here.
Vacek also being dropped.
So Sean Quinn, the second place rider overall, he's in difficulty. Vacek is the third place rider overall. He's going as well. Suddenly this race is cracking the riders in the top three. You would think that Valentin Paribant could just sit in the wheels and then just wait to near the top and then just jump away and take the points.
Yes, and I know Tim Willens is really getting almost turned on by this situation where it's like, where do you think you're going? And at some point when Paribant decides to turn back and realize that Tim Willens is not giving him any space, he might decide just to sit back. He is gaining a few meters though.
It's also making life very hard for everyone behind Tim Wellens because he is absolutely smashing it up here. Look at that, the gaps are opening.
But it's all under control for a team. It's just a big effort there for him.
1,600 meters to go to the top for Valentin Paribant. Lots of fans on the Col d'Aspin this afternoon.
10 seconds, a bit less.
Tish Benoit hanging on the back, still there. Group of riders, maybe 45 riders in the front group now, 9% the gradient. Still the yellow jersey, sitting very close to the front, doing a very good ride on the Col d'Aspin. When he'll be told in his radio, Quinn's gone, Vacek's gone, you don't need to worry about them anymore. We heard earlier on today that EF had a plan to put Sean Quinn into the yellow jersey, but that plan has gone as well.
And that was a bit ambitious.
Paribant, 1,200 meters to the top. See the backdrop there.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's stunning. You're right, and it's a beautiful climb. Great views. There's the gap. 36 meters is all he's taken, nearly 40 meters. There's some riders really on their limit right now. Red Bull sitting further back with Remco Evenepoel. There's Sean Quinn, ice down the front with Michael Fulgren. He's at 37 seconds now. All this jumping around is causing problems. Valentin Paribant just spinning away, a pure climber. very different in his style and his silhouette compared to the rest. Now an attack from Bahrain Victorious. Looks like Lenny Martinez has decided to go. So two really pure climbers going on the move on this ascent of the Aspan.
Yeah, I think Lenny Martinez search for the KOM points is a bit smarter. 1k to go. It was a big effort from 3k to go. Giving him a run for his money though. Pushing Paripant.
He's hunting him down now, Lenny Martinez.
Coming back quick.
How fast Martinez is moving up this climb. So it's going to be a battle of the climbers in 500 metres. Lenny Martinez sprinting.
Might have left it a little bit too late.
Closing in, 400 metres to go, just coming up. Paripant.
Oh, he's coming back very fast.
10 points on offer now. Let's see who's going to take them, and Martinez is on the wheel already. Great job done by him on the Col d'Aspan. He looks like they check over their shoulders. Maybe this is the battle of the polka dots for this year's race. We're starting to see it unfold.
Martinez putting it in the big ring just to get ready for the sprint for the points. 300 meters to go.
Martinez a bit more explosive than Paripant. Let's see how this goes. 10 points for the winner across the top. 8 in second. 200 metres to go. Martinez gets set. He wants the King of the Mountains jersey tonight.
And Paripant riding smart, closing the door on him.
Here they go now. This is the sprint for the top of the Col d'Aspan, and there's going to be a sprint of the two climbers. Lenny Martinez, he starts to go first, but Valentin Paripant is not giving up. It's going to be close between the two of them at the top of the Col d'Aspan. That was a nice sprint between two climbers.
Yeah, Lenny Martinez looking behind twice in the last 100 meters might have cost him the points.
We'll see what the result is. That was tight.
You know, Expedition is doing really well. 4 riders in that group.
They're riding out of their skin, aren't they? I mean, they're a good team anyway. But to do what they're doing today, they are packing riders around the yellow jersey. They've got Johannesson, who's finished 6th in the Tour before. They are doing a great job. Let's take a look here, Nico. Who do you think?
Ooh.
Do you have photo finish at the top of mountains?
You should.
I don't know if you do, then. I'm not sure. Col d'Aspan, it's the King of the Mountains jersey tonight.
And Paripant riding smart, closing the door on him.
Here they go now. This is the sprint for the top of the Col d'Aspan, and there's going to be a sprint of the two climbers. Lenny Martinez, he starts to go first, but Valentin Paripant is not giving up. It's going to be close between the two of them at the top of the Col d'Aspan. That was a nice sprint between two climbers.
Yeah, Lenny Martinez looking behind twice in the last 100 meters might have cost him the points.
We'll see what the result is. That was tight.
You know, Expedition is doing really well. 4 riders in that group.
They're riding out of their skin, aren't they? I mean, they're a good team anyway. But to do what they're doing today, they are packing riders around the yellow jersey. They've got Johannesson, who's finished 6th in the Tour before. They are doing a great job. Let's take a look here, Nico. Who do you think?
Ooh.
Do you have photo finish at the top of mountains?
You should.
I don't know if you do, then. Lovely road to descend on now. Smooth and wide and able to just take the twists and the turns with relative ease now as this group of riders tries to come back. Sean Quinn, second place rider overall, needs to get himself there. We're not looking at the Also looking at the white jersey of Vartek. There he is in second place of the Lidl Trek team. Front group of riders.
Still about 40 riders in that peloton.
I just heard on Radio Tour, I think Martinez did take the 10 points. That moves him into second place overall. And Valentin Barry-Punt took 8, and that will move him into fourth place overall in the King of the Mountains. All down a long, long way behind. That corner with the name of Vauclan all the way round it. Torstein Tran in the yellow jersey, still in the front group of riders, has not looked under pressure at all today. He looks comfortable. We'll see how he deals with the Col de Tourmalet and the attacks that might come from Pogacar on the Tourmalet this afternoon, if indeed that's what Pogacar has decided to do. Let's go and see some views of the sounds of the Tour.
Sounds in the bunch. Well,
Just a massive sound.
We can't really make out the details of what people are saying.
A lot of cheering of the fans, which is beautiful.
Being French, I told myself that it was for me.
The sound of helicopter, your own radio.
We're sniping out here, okay? Come on, mate.
When you switch to the mountains, it almost feels like tinnitus.
but sometimes you have quiet places and gives you kind of relax because you maybe hear the sheep on the side of the road and the cows.
Noise you heard the most is the one of the freeways going, so this kind of stuff.
Where the people brake, gives you a sense of, you keep to the left, you keep to the right, or do you even have an option?
A lot of time you also heard the noise of disc brakes braking full gas when you go down.
It rained, the disc brake sounds are scary. It's the silence that tells me the race is hard. You can almost feel that everyone is at their limit.
Without, sound, it wouldn't be possible.
62.3 kilometres of racing to go on today's stage. We are closing in on the bottom of the Col de Tourmalet. The base of that is at 55.5 kilometres of racing to go. The Tourmalet is the fearsome climb, 17.1 kilometres in length, that's 7.3%. At the back of the group here is Carlos Verona as he just takes some drinks on board to look after Juan Ayuso and Matthias Schellmoser, those two riders in the group. Ayuso was a little bit towards the back earlier on, but he's now looking like he is safely back in that group of riders. He'll be getting set for the Tourmalet. It's going to be a big climb up to 2,115 metres on today's stage. It's the Souvenir Jacques Godet, who was the head of the Tour de France for just over 50 years. Passed away in 2000, and since then the Tourmalet climb has been named after him as a prize. So we are getting now towards the base of this particular ascent. 10 points for Martinez on the last climb. He rode superbly up there, really timed it very, very well. So Martinez, it's close now to the King of the Mountains. Bourdin is on 13 points still, but Martinez, if he can get the points here at the top of this climb, then he will be the King of the Mountains at the end of today's stage, because the final climb has only got 5 points on offer. And we now get the abandon of Bert van Leeuwenberger, unfortunately. He is now out of the race. The team of Soudal Quickstep lose a rider. We're starting to see a few abandons now in this Tour de France already. UAE Team Emirates XRG still on the front. Looking behind the yellow jersey, just in front of Remco Evenepoel. Let's hear from Guillaume Martin.
Despite the experience, we're seeing more and more that the race scenarios are pretty unpredictable. Obviously, it's not up to us how the race is written, but I think from our point of view at Groupama FDJ, we don't have 50 options, so we're going to try and go on the attack, give it a go regardless. A word on the Tourmalet. You've climbed it many times. What's so special about this Tourmalet? Well, it's hard. Tell me all the climbs are hard, but this one especially because for a long stretch, you're on gradients that aren't frightening, and they're relentlessly steep all the same. And on top of that, we'll have the heat to deal with, and once we come out of the forest, we'll be hitting 2,000 meters for the first time in this tour. Typically, it's kind of legendary climb where you can see cracks and surprises.
Indeed. Totally agree with Guillaume Martin's interview with how unpredictable some of these finishes have been. Usually depending on what UAE Emirates XRG want to do. And the Tourmalet being extremely special. First time of this Tour de France that they will pass over the 2,000 meter mark. And it's still Tim Wellens at the front of this group. As they make their way to Saint-Marie-Compan and take a left, start making their way up the Tourmalet. The first 4 kilometers are kind of a bit of a drag. Very often this is where the teams will have an extra feed. So we probably won't be surprised to see that once they turn left, they go through the first, and then the kilometers between the second and flattens out, and a lot of the times the team will go and let themselves there to give a last feed before the actual climb. And then after 5 kilometers, we will have 4 kilometers where it averages out about 6 to 9%, and then we have a big ramp from kilometer 9 till well, almost 2 kilometers to the top, where it's all above 10% gradient, and then it flattens out. It eases up a little bit the last kilometer before last ramp, where you will be able to see the Stèle on the Tourmalet on the right hand side, little statue there, and then it's going to be a very, very fast descent, a little bit technical on the top, on the backside of the Tourmalet. Here we go. This is the first part of the climb. Again, this flatter section. This part here is most likely where the extra feed is going to be. Continues slightly around that 6%, and then you start going up all the way, really, really, really steady.